When the message came through, I thought, it had to be a prank. My ex is staying with us for a few weeks. It's not up for discussion. I stared at those words on my phone for a full minute, trying to process them. It was 7:42 p.m. on a Thursday. I was parked outside the grocery store halfway through my post-work ritual of picking up dinner. At first, I figured she mistyped. Maybe autocorrect. Maybe some bad joke. But the longer I looked, the colder my stomach turned. I called her immediately. No answer. Then a text followed. We'll talk later. I'm serious. Michael, please. Don't make this harder. Emily and I had been married for 5 years. We weren't flawless. Nobody is. But I thought what we had was steady. She worked as a high school counselor, the kind of woman people trusted easily. Soft-spoken, patient, able to turn chaos into calm. Her ex, though, Daniel, was the opposite. Pure volatility in human form. I'd met him once, early on. The sort who sized every man up like a challenger, even when no one was competing. By the time I drove home, my hands were tight on the wheel. I practiced what I'd say, calm, measured, no yelling, no drama, just questions. When I walked through the door, she was already in the kitchen, hair tied back, wine glass in hand, acting as if nothing was wrong. You saw my text, she asked. Yeah, I said, setting the grocery bags down. I saw it. I just didn't catch the part where you decided your ex was moving in. She sighed, like I was the unreasonable one. He's having a rough time, Mike. He lost his apartment. No family close by. It's temporary and not up for debate. I repeated her words slowly, bitterness on my tongue. Yes, she said, because I already told him yes. The hum of the fridge was the only sound. I stared at her, realizing that somewhere along the line I'd stopped recognizing the woman standing in front of me. You made a decision for both of us, I said quietly. Her arms folded. You're overreacting. You always assume the worst in people. No, I said. I assume the worst in situations that look like this. Her eyes narrowed, that familiar wall rising between us. He's not a threat, Mike. You're just insecure. That word landed like a slap. Insecure. She'd used it before, whenever she wanted the conversation to end. But this time, something inside me shifted. Quiet. Final. I walked down the hall into the guest room, the one meant for him. The bed was made. A spare toothbrush by the sink. She had planned this days ago, maybe longer. My chest tightened. This wasn't about her ex anymore. It was about respect. When I returned to the kitchen, she was scrolling through her phone. I told him. You might not take it well, she said, flatly. You told him my reaction before you told me. I asked. Mike, don't be dramatic. Something in me went cold. I opened her message again and typed the only words that made sense. No way. She looked up when my phone buzzed. What does that mean? It means this conversation's over. He's not staying here. And if that's non-negotiable for you, then maybe we need to start negotiating something bigger. Her lips parted, but she said nothing. For once, she had no ready comeback. The silence between us grew heavy, electric, final. I grabbed my keys. I'm going to my brother's tonight, I said. When I come back tomorrow, he better be gone. She didn't stop me, didn't follow, just watched me leave, the wine trembling in her hand. As I closed the door behind me, I felt a truth settle in, one that should have scared me but didn't. I wasn't angry anymore. I was finished. When I returned the next day, a dark gray SUV sat smugly in my driveway, polished, just like the man who owned it. I stood there, keys biting into my palm, deciding whether to walk in or drive away. But this was my house, my life. I wasn't about to surrender it to a man from her past who was clearly slipping into her present. Laughter drifted from the kitchen. Not the warm, genuine kind, the brittle, practiced kind people use when they're trying to prove something. Emily turned mid-laugh when she saw me. Her face froze. "You're early," she said. "Didn't know I needed to give notice," I replied. Daniel stood beside her, wearing that same smug half-smile I remembered. The kind of lazy confidence that came from always escaping consequences. "Hey, Mike," he said, like we were old friends. "Hope you don't mind me crashing here for a bit." I didn't even look at him, just kept my eyes on Emily. "I do mind." Her jaw tightened. "We talked about this." "No," I said. "You talked." I disagreed. "Then you went ahead anyway." Daniel stepped forward slightly, arms folded. "Look, man, I'm not here to start anything. Just need a place while I get back on my feet." I took a slow breath. "Then get a hotel." Emily glared at me. "You're being unreasonable." "No," I said evenly. "I'm being disrespected. There's a difference." Silence settled. Then Daniel shrugged, muttering something under his breath, something about fragile egos. That was it. I walked past them both, grabbed my laptop and a folder from the home office, then came back to the living room. "Emily," I said, steady. "If he's still here by tonight, I'm not." She stared like she didn't recognize me. "You're really doing this?" "I'm really done doing this," I said. Then I walked out. That night, I stayed at my brother's. When he asked what happened, I didn't go into details, just said she let someone else move in before she let me have a say. He didn't press. He didn't need to. Over the next few days, I didn't call. Didn't reply. Her messages shifted. Guilt to blame to silence. On the fourth day, one more came through. "He's gone. You can come home." I stared at it for a long time, then typed back, "I'm not sure I live there anymore." 2 days later, she showed up at my brother's door. Her eyes were red, her hair undone. Not the composed, polished version of Emily I'd known. "He left," she whispered. "I told him to go. I made a mistake." I studied her face. For the first time, I didn't feel that old ache, the urge to fix what she broke. I just felt clarity. "You didn't make a mistake," I said quietly. "You made a choice. And so did I." Her chin trembled. "I didn't mean to hurt you." "I know," I said. "But you did. And that's what changes everything." She stepped closer, hand reaching out from habit, but I moved back. There was no anger left, just distance. The kind you don't come back from. "I'll send for my things next week," I said. Her lips parted, but no words came. Maybe for the first time, she understood. The man she thought would always stay had finally learned how to leave. I walked past her toward my truck. The late afternoon light hit the street just right, that soft golden hour glow that makes endings look almost gentle. When I got in and started the engine, my phone buzzed again. A new message. "Can we talk?" I typed back the same words I'd sent the night everything changed. "No way." Then I set the phone face down, shifted into drive, and pulled away from the house that used to be ours. For the first time in years, I didn't look back.